All right, 5.2, part 2. We're going to be solving right triangles. So super important with this. So we're keeping our SOHCAHTOA. So we're going to use this for all of our questions to solve. So in example 4, it asks us to find side A and B. We want to solve the triangle, so we want to find the missing sides. So we'll start by solving for A. So our angle that we have that's given is going to be 30 degrees down here. So this is going to be our theta. Is A opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? It would be our opposite. And is 12 adjacent or hypotenuse? Hypotenuse. It's opposite of our right angle, so that's our hypotenuse. Which trig function using our SOHCAHTOA involves opposite and hypotenuse? So sine. So I'm going to say the sine of 30 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. So that would be A over 12. Now we want to solve for A. So how can I move that 12 to the other side? If it's being divided on the right side, what do? Multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides by 12. So we have A equals 12 times the sine of 30 degrees. Now make sure your calculator is in the degrees mode. So we can do 12 times sine of 30. So that gives us A is equal to 6. Now let's do the same thing to solve for B. We're going to use B and 12. So B is our opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. What do we think? B would be our adjacent. So what trig function uses hypotenuse and adjacent? Cosine. So we could say the cosine of 30 degrees equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So that would be B over 12. Same thing we did in the last question. How do we get B all by itself? Multiply 12 on both sides. So we get B equals 12 times cosine of 30. Let's put this into our calculator. 12 times cosine of 30. That gives us B is equal to 10.392. We'll just round to 3 decimal places. So we solved for A and we solved for B. Next page talks about the angle of elevation and the angle of depression. The angle of elevation is formed from the horizontal line up. So this would be our angle of elevation. The angle of depression is formed by the horizontal line down. So this angle here would be our angle of depression. It says a giant redwood tree casts a shadow of 532 feet long. Find the height of the tree if the angle of elevation of the sun is 25.7. So it draws the picture for us. So if this is our theta here, this is the angle that's given, 25.7. Would 532 be opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse? It'd be our adjacent. So this is going to be our adjacent. What about H? Is it opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse? H would be our opposite. So we're solving for H here. So which trig function, according to SOHCAHTOA, uses opposite and adjacent? So those are the two things we have. We have the opposite and we have adjacent. Which trig function uses opposite and adjacent? Tangent. So we're going to say tangent of the angle. So tangent of theta, which is 25.7, is equal to opposite over adjacent. So that would be H over our adjacent, which is 532. How would we solve for H here? Multiply both sides by 532. So it'll cancel out here, so we get h is equal to 532 times the tangent of 25.7. So let's put that into our calculator. 532 times the tangent of 25.7. So you should get for h 256.034. We'll keep it to 3 decimal places. Now what are we talking about here? Are we talking about inches, meters, degrees, feet? The side length is measured in feet, so this would be 256 feet. So that would be our answer.